Zach, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Zach Kass. I'm the former head of go-to-market at OpenAI. I live in Santa Barbara. I play a lot of volleyball, and I spend a lot of time thinking about the future of the world as it relates to AI.
So that's a wonderful intro. As consumers, what is the most profound things we can expect to happen because of the AI that's happening in today's world?
Well, I'll go a little further than to say, I think more than just consumers as people, my expectation broadly is that we are entering at some point in the near future a human renaissance of some kind. I don't think it will come without cost. All progress has cost, but there seems to be a high likelihood that we will, as a species, catapult forward in some great leap wherein we cure most of our immutable diseases, approach near zero cost for a lot of goods and services, like we've done with water or electricity in most of the first world, and eventually probably arrive at a place where we spend a whole lot more time doing the things that we love. I don't know, where that is, but it's within the next 50 to 100 years.
Zach, you work with so many companies that are working on embracing AI. What qualities do they share in common?
I think that the single thread that binds most of these companies is an executive team that's committed to this. In the Fortune 1000, there are a lot of boardrooms and a lot of people who are not convinced yet that AI is going to catapult their business or massively change their industry. It doesn't really matter what else happens inside the company. Those businesses are going to struggle tremendously. The next level down is a company that's willing to reimagine everything from a first principle standpoint. And so to the extent that a company has an executive team convinced this is the most important thing to think about, and the extent to which the company broadly is willing to say, what if we reimagine our whole industry? Those businesses are having the most success.
As AI is reshaping industries, what does the future of work look like for marketing professionals and professionals at large?
The prevailing assumption needs to be right now that AI is going to commoditize most of our skills and knowledge. I don't think it will be sufficient to just be really smart in the future. But there are a bunch of things that we observe today that AI is just not very capable of. One of them sort of right now is obviously reasoning, so connecting dots. Humans are still required for this. But I think the major piece that we observe in AI is that it actually is not capable of doing the things that require wisdom and courage and vision and empathy and curiosity, these immutable human qualities. My assumption is that most people's jobs are going to reduce to the parts of the job that actually are the most humanistic, because everything that's computational will probably get automated. I also will say that I think most people who work with their hands will have a whole lot more success in the future, sort of differentiating themselves, because we're just pretty far off with robots.
We've all seen the scene from Minority Report where Tom Cruise is walking through the mall and getting exposed to all kinds of personalized marketing. How close are we to that future?
You're a better person than me to answer that. It seems like omni-channel experiences are improving, which means we have way better understanding of personal tastes and interests. Then the question is, how far are we away from actually connecting a user? We have to give up some amount of privacy in order to be willing to walk into a Gap and say, I'm Zach, do whatever you want now based on what you know about me. But I think we'll probably get to that place soon enough where you can walk into a store, you can walk into an experience and have it feel exceptionally personalized. And why does everyone love their local watering hole? It's because they're regular, and we all want to feel like we're in a familiar space.
Zach, how do you see AI impacting creativity in the future?
My hope, obviously we're going to see how this plays out. My hope is that we all become much more creative for two reasons. One, we will end up spending less time on the computational busy work is a nice way of putting it, bullshit that we all do as a result of our jobs. Office Space covers this pretty well. TPS reports became a pretty fun part of the nomenclature. In that world, it should result in more time to be creative. The expectation here should be that we end up doing things that accrue value to ourselves and our employers much more frequently than we do today. And I think that includes creative thinking, critical thinking, complex problem solving.
I love the idea of accelerating creativity and innovation.
The internet and the digital revolution did this. more and more people than ever are capable of being artists, and that should accelerate again. And then the simple question is, are we capable of building a future that is truly more humanistic and less robotic, which I think we want to.
Zach, thank you so much for being here with us, and look forward to seeing the future with you.
Thanks for having me.